First, a quick introduction. I had the honor from the NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, where I have been very fortunate to have spent about 31 and a half years now working in the business of space. We have a lot on our agenda this evening. Our program tonight has many speakers, performances, and acknowledgments. And like everyone else who is speaking, I've been asked to keep my comments brief. Been thinking a lot about what I could say, possibly say, and I was actually offered a question by someone on our staff just recently regarding participants' expectations. That question, and this is really to them, and I know they're not in here yet, why are you here? Why are you at the SSP23? And while there are many specific and various reasons why they are here, could be they just want to learn more about space, or they may be here to make that very important future professional network connection. Or they could say, I'm here because it really makes my CV or resume look better. So there are lots of reasons why people are here, but fundamentally most, if not all, of these reasons are really about one thing, in my opinion, in that they're here doing something to help them get from the place they are today to the place they want to be. My example for that is they're in low Earth orbit and they want to go to a higher orbit. So how do you move from orbit to orbit? You got to add some energy, some delta V, right? So, however, additionally to the participants, everybody else that's here, they have their own reasons why they're here too. The staff, the local organizing committee, the institutions and organizations that have been so gracious and so helpful. And certainly you will hear from each of them tonight why they are here, and they will tell you more about that. I am here because NASA was gracious and willing to allow me to bring my passion about the business of space to the benefit of all the participants in the program and support International Space University. But all of us non-participants have one thing in common. So that's not the participants, but it's really everybody else. Fundamentally, participants, we are here tonight for you. We're all here to help you participants achieve that higher orbit. So think about all the stuff that you've seen and you heard, the organizations, the people, all the help that has been put in place with the institutions. All has been done for you. And it's okay if you're, as a participant, just now on the launch pad getting ready to be launched. It's okay. Others may already be in orbit and they're trying to achieve that higher orbit, maybe geosynchronous orbit. But no matter the altitude or the destination, one thing is for sure: over the course of the next 9 weeks, every single one of you will find an opportunity to increase your knowledge and understanding of space. You will experience hands-on activities which will underpin that learning. You will create relationships with both classmates as well as senior experienced professionals and alumni who can and will serve as mentors and friends as you go forward in your life. You will be challenged to work hard individually, work hard as a team, work toward achievable goals this next 9 weeks. And yes, they are achievable because nearly 5,500 alumni over 35 years have proven that everything you're about to experience is achievable, no matter how hard it seems to get or it is going to be. It is with little doubt that the results of your success will undoubtedly help you with your own orbital transfer, and that things that you may not have achieved either as quickly or ever will come as a result of this program. So that brings me to a basic question of what are you going to do as a participant with this opportunity? And really only you can answer that. So before we move on to the rest of the ceremony, not only do I want you to ask yourself as a participant, why am I here? I want you to write that question down. So this is your first homework assignment as a program. Take a little piece of paper and write that question down. Why am I here? Write that right on it. And then below that, list a few things which you think might be the answer to the questions about why you are here. And then, if you have some idea about those things, write those down too. Those are the things that you start with thinking, what will get me to that higher orbit? You don't have to be right, you just have to take a cut at it. Now, next may be the hard part for some of you, and that is when you gather during the program, during the meals or the breaks or during other open times with your cohorts, with staff, with lectures, or even me, share that piece of paper, that note, talk about it, discuss it, and you will find that in those moments, if you need an answer for one of those things, there's probably already somebody in your group that has an answer for that thing. And if you need the name of somebody that can help you get you from that lower orbit to higher orbit, there's probably already likely somebody in that group or in this program that can help you find that name as well. And you may also find that by listening and sharing with others, you will find things which you didn't even know that you needed to succeed. So that's a simple little thing. Take that piece of paper, write some stuff down, and let's see what comes out at the end of 9 weeks. So don't make a huge exercise of it. I'll tell Claudio it's not worth a grade, okay? It's not worth a grade. Up next is the section of our program where we will thank and acknowledge our program sponsors. Again, they're here for you, participants. First up, I do once again, like I have several times, need to really thank our three main host sponsors that are part of the local organizing committee. The Brazilian Aeronautics Institute of Technology, the Brazilian National Institute for Space Research, and the city of São José dos Campos. So let's just give them a big thanks again. They have done tremendous things. I hope everybody saw the bus outside. That was absolutely amazing, and I've heard there's like 5 or 6 of them driving around the city, so that's awesome. Additionally, it's worth mentioning that these organizations represent, I don't know the exact number, G2 could probably tell me, dozens and dozens of people that have spent time, some of that going back more than a decade now, from 2013. So they've spent a lot of effort to try to get us where we're at here now. I also want to thank lots of other organizations that have contributed. These are organizations, businesses, and individuals who have sponsored in some way. However, since we have 47 different sponsors this year, I'm not going to lengthen this evening by reading every one of them. It's kind of due to the length of the time that we didn't want the program to go longer. However, they are displayed here for you. They are also available on the program handbook online. And again, to the participants, they're here for you. They've done this for you. It is worth noting that there is 2 individuals, and I think because they're individuals, I want to point them out. Val and Michael, they're individual sponsors. These are individuals that have reached out on their own, not a business, not an organization, and think ISU and this program is so important as an individual they contribute. Very powerful message there for me. So again, please join me in thanking all of these sponsors. As I said, they're here for you, participants. Next up is a very important time for the purposes of this open ceremony. We call it our flag ceremony, which is essentially the recognition of each and every country that sends a participant to the program. So as you'll see here in a few minutes, participants from those countries will carry in the flag from their country, from their host country, which I think personifies both the intercultural and international aspects of the Space Studies program. This year, SSP23, we have 93 participants. 85 are here in person and 8 online, and they represent 30 nations from around the globe. So first up for our flag ceremony, I welcome our host nation of Brazil. Our next country is Australia. Next up, we have Austria. Next, we have Canada. Next is People's Republic of China. Our next country is the Czech Republic. Next is France. Next is Germany. Okay, our next flag is for an online participant, and the flag is actually carried by our staff, and that country is Greece. Next is the country of Hungary. Only 20 more. Next is India. Next is Ireland. Next is Israel. And next we have Italy. Next up is Japan. And unfortunately, due to some travel issues, our next participant is actually still en route here, and this flag will also be carried by staff, but the country is Kenya. Republic of Korea. Luxembourg. Next is Maldives. Number 20 is the Netherlands. Republic of Peru. Next is Portugal. Next is Romania. Next is South Africa. We're on the downhill now. Number 25 is Spain. Obviously, give us a moment. Reboot. Evidently, we've had major failure over there, so we are going to go ahead and continue for the purposes of time. So my apologies. Spain. The Republic of Turkey. And next, I guess I should point out, this country is actually a brand new country for ISU. It's number 112 is Uganda. next flag is actually, again, for an online participant, so staff will be carrying their flag, and it's the United Arab Emirates. Next, we have the United Kingdom. And finally, number 30 is the United States of America. Now, while everybody takes a seat, because I know you've been standing for a while, I do want to mention that restate that I mentioned earlier that we have 8 online participants from the countries of Brazil, France, Greece, Spain, the UAE, and India. And again, for those participants, let's acknowledge them here. They're online. Now, we've come to the next part of the program where you finally get to hear from somebody other than me. So, without further ado, we've got a full list of exciting speakers lined up and a few other surprises along the way. First up is the ISU Board of Trustees Chairman. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Christian Sallerberger. Evidently not. Try now.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I get a drink?
So, good evening, dear SSP participants, dear faculty and staff of the International Space University, dear hosts from São José dos Campos and from other places in Brazil, dear alumni, dear friends and family of ISU. So here we are in Brazil for the start of another SSP, and isn't it an exciting one? You know, Brazil has been an important stakeholder for ISU for many years. You might not know, but I am chairman of the board, as was introduced, but I'm also an alumnus of ISU. I was in the very first SSP class in 1988. And one of my classmates came from Brazil. And so Brazil has a long tradition with ISU, and we've been trying for a few years now to have an SSP here in Brazil, and how wonderful it is that it's come to pass that we're all here together this year. I'd like to thank also the ISU president, Professor Pascal Ehrenfreund, and all the staff of ISU for all the preparations that they've done, both here in Brazil and those back in the central campus in Strasbourg. It's been quite a few busy months preparing for this SSP program, and a lot of hard work has gone into it, so thank you to them. I'd also like to thank our local hosts here in Brazil, ITA, INPE, the city of São José dos Campos, and all the local and national government support that we're getting for the session. Thank you to all those hosts. We're very appreciative. And now I'd like to just spend a minute or two addressing the SSP class of 2023. Congratulations on being here. And congratulations are in order because the selection process is fairly stringent at ISU. So if you're here, congratulations are definitely in order. You're probably excited and eager for the summer to begin. I know the feeling. As I mentioned, I was in your seat a few years ago, a third of a century ago, I guess. Seems like yesterday. I can assure you, you're in for an interesting summer. It's going to be an incredible journey of learning as you learn about all aspects of space, the technical aspects, the business aspects, policy aspects, sociological aspects even, but also the role of space in the global world today, as well as you'll have an ability to learn about each other. And I'd like to emphasize that last point. Your fellow program participants, as we've heard, are a total of 93, I think was the number, from 30 countries from around the globe. And like you, they've been selected for their past academic achievements, their interest and commitment to space activities, and importantly, their leadership potential within the global space community. So you'll be spending a lot of time together, of course sitting side by side in lectures, taking part in workshops and design projects together, but also enjoying a meal together, celebrating together on occasion, someone's birthday or some other event, and perhaps enjoying a glass of the many good local Brazilian wines together. Take advantage of this opportunity. When we ask the alumni of our programs what they most got out of ISU, what did the SSP program give you? And we ask that question as the students are graduating for the program. Usually we'll hear an answer, all the great things I learned about space, the different multidisciplinary things. But when we ask that same question 5 years later or 10 years later, invariably the answer that we get, it's that network that I got when I was at ISU. That ability to have close friends around the world that are working in the space field, this is really important. Take advantage of that. Look around you. Those people sitting beside you, they are the future academic leaders of space activities, the future managers at national space agencies, the future captains of space industry around the world. So take advantage of this unique opportunity you have to get to know all your classmates, even those from different parts of the world, different backgrounds. It will be something that will be a big boost for your career as you go on through having a career in the space world. So again, congratulations to the SSP23 students, and take advantage to learn about all those different aspects of space, about each other. Use the opportunity to dream the big dreams. This is your summer to be able to do that. Think about how you'll change the world. And with your colleagues here, I'm sure we can count on you to make those dreams a reality and change the world for the better. So, thank you very much, and enjoy the summer.
Thank you, Christian. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. Our next speaker, or I should say speakers, are the three chairs for the local organizing committee. And so I will just read them in order. I have them here. Clesio Marcos Denardine is the director of the National Institute for Space Research, or NPE. Anderson Roberto Carrera is director of the Aeronautics Institute of Technology, ETA. And Anderson Ferreira, mayor of the city of Sao Jose dos Campos. Please join us on stage.
So, yeah, as I say, should adjust a little bit higher. So thank you very much for all you being here. Thank you to our Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation, Luciana Santos, which is here represented by Guilherme Coutinho Calheiros, the Secretary of Development, Technology, and Innovation. Thank you, my dear Mayor and now Governor Felício Ramute, Governor in action here. Thank you, my friend Anderson Correia, Director of ITA, in name of who I acknowledge and thank all the universities here present, including our partners. And thank you, Anderson Farias, our mayor here in São José dos Campos, in name of who I thank you all the civil authorities here present with us, and a great partner of us. Thank you, Brigadeiro Medeiros, in name of who I thank all the military here in the saloon. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for enjoying. And also thank you, Jefferson, the chief, the director general of this technological park. Finally, thank you, the Ambassador Luis Fernando Avalos, Ambassador of Paraguay, our neighbor here, in name of who I thank all the ambassadors and consuls that are here with us tonight. Therefore, thank you, James, for the SSP director, for bringing all the staffs here and all the, in name of who I thank all the authorities for SSP here. And also, for sure, our sponsors. Thank all of them. I will not nominate all of them, but for sure you know we have great companies here in Brazil. So in name of these companies, I thank all the sponsors, including the individual sponsors. So dear participants of SSP, so people say, that's good, that's nice. Let me bring some facts here that what are we thinking about when you bring SSP here. So based on my own perception about the development of the other countries with economy like Brazil, I would state that the use of space environment is gaining more and more relevance. Simultaneously, as a society advances in the use of space systems, the dependence of the technology that are underdeveloped and that are to be developed in the horizon of 10 to 20 years are becoming increasingly evident. With such increase of the dependence, space and ground artifacts that are related to those in orbit make up a complex technological system of space infrastructure that will be fundamental for the society. And in this cycle of interdependency, the society once again rely on these systems to generate new applications, new products, new services. Regarding to near-Earth space and the Sun-Earth interaction, including the rebirth of the moon exploration, society has increasingly used space infrastructure systems that are sensitive to space environment. As an example of this, we mentioned the satellite communications, geopositioning, resources for monitoring systems like crops, the dams, the infrastructure, the forest, the water resources, and therefore areas in sectors such as the agribusiness, the logistics, the land and air traffic, banking, and defense systems, to name a few, depend and will increasingly depend on technology that are directly impacted by space development and more recently by space weather. In most of these areas, INPE acts as a participant of the upstream and downstream segments. We work on development of space systems on the ground and in orbit, their control, data downlink, their protection against space weather effects. We work with data, we work generate from the system, we generate applications for meteorological and environment products of extreme added value. INPE also plays an important role for providing information and consulting for elaborating, executing, and management of the public policies in Brazil. In addition, through the connection with the Ministry of Science and Technology Innovation, it's also the role of INPE to act as a hub for the development and deployment of the technology for this society, involving and training different actors of the space sector. In this way, the country can acquire autonomy to identify, analyze, develop, implement, manage, and use its own space infrastructure without significantly depend on external actors. But all of these that we currently do at INPE, it's not enough. We do need people. We need clever and well-prepared people. We do need new scientists, technical and political leaders in the space sectors to be prepared to what I just mentioned a few minutes ago. This is one of the reasons why we struggle to bring the space studies program to Brazil. We consider it to be one of the most comprehensive programs to speed up the development of this generation that we urge to engage with space activities. And to prove that INPE is engaged in the statement that I just mentioned above, we sent about 22 students in the previous SSP, including one in the first 1988 edition. Isn't it, Chris? So we are in the very beginning of the space study programs. So that said, we have several also former students from DCTA, the Brazilian Space Agency, and other institutions, and who took the course for their own initiative, entrepreneurs. For the present edition of SSP, we have tripled the participation of the INPE employees in this edition, as you can see in the delegations parade here. We hope they enjoy the program, along with the other more than or close to 100 students for 30 different countries attending SSP. You hope that your colleagues enjoy the Brazilian companies, enjoy the Brazilian culture, and enjoy having laces being tied with the Brazilian companies and institutions. So to finish my speech, please allow me to state that even in the very beginning of the SSP23, we already provide a legacy. During the preparation of the upcoming weeks, we further strengthen the relationship between these three institutions, INPE, ITA, and the municipality of São José dos Campos. And this happened because the SSP23 was not a project of one or other of the representative of the institutions, but the project really engaged our teams in a very comprehensive way. So thank you to my partners, and thank you all for the patience.
So, good night, everyone, all participants of SSP, our Governor, Felício Ramute, Secretary Vahan, Dr. Pascal, Brigadier Medeiros, Director of the CTA, Secretary Guilherme, Member of Parliament, Dr. Elton, President of Space Agency, Carlos Moura, Jefferson, the Director of the Technological Park, all the authorities present. ITA, the Aeronautics Institute of Technology, represents the birthplace of the Brazilian aerospace cluster. Since 1950, our former students have contributed to the creation and development of strategic organizations, including Embraer and more than 100 companies, as well as research institutes of the CTA, the Aerospace Science and Technology Department, and INPE as well. ITA and ISU, the International Space University, share same DNA of being established with strong support from MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. Thus, we have inherited several similar values, as the pursuit of excellence, focus on leadership, entrepreneurship, and innovation, as well as the MIT motto of minds and hands, which means a good equilibrium between deep theoretical knowledge and application of it to the real problems of the world. Dr. Richard Smith, senior professor of the MIT Aeroastro Department, who came in 1946 to Brazil to found ITA and to become our first rector, brought the vision that an engineering school should be a requisite to further develop an aerospace industry. We thank Dr. Pascal, the president of ISU, for the opportunity to bring SSP to ITA, INPE, and Brazil. And we thankfully acknowledge the vision of our Mayor, Anderson Farias, to invest in parallel sessions for our local community, leaving an important legacy for the society. SSP in Brazil would not be possible without support from FAPESP, our State Research Support Foundation. Thank you, Mr. Acting Governor Felício Ramute, for the presence in this event and for the vision to invest in a strategic education and research program. Additional support have been provided by Visiona and several companies to whom we also provide a tribute. All representatives from the local organizing committee have worked very hard on the last 12 months to provide the necessary infrastructure and services for SSP and its parallel sessions. As co-chair of this event, I would like to acknowledge their effort so far. We wish a good event for all participants for more than 30 countries and expect that these 9 weeks could result in new business opportunities developed from additional international cooperation and rich professional network. We hope this will be the best SSP ever.
Uma boa noite a todos. Quero aqui cumprimentar em primeiro minha esposa, Sheila, Cristina, Tomás. Obrigado aqui junto conosco. Cumprimentar aqui a pessoa mais especial que está representando as minhas paixões, que são meus filhos, a Maria Eduarda, minha filha mais nova, representa aqui o João e a Mônica. Cumprimentar o nosso governador em exercício, Felício Ramute, aqui representando o nosso governador Tarcísio, que está em missão fora do país. Obrigado, Felício. Felício, nosso ex-prefeito, com quem começou toda essa conversa, né, quando ainda era apenas um sonho para que tornasse realidade hoje de nós discutirmos esse assunto. Isso daí eu me lembro no final do ano de 2021, quando nós começamos essa discussão, e o Felício, o prefeito, eu ali ao lado dele. Obrigado, hoje nosso governador exercício, obrigado pelo apoio e sempre a sua presença aqui, super importante. Cumprimentar aqui a presidente da Universidade Espacial Internacional, a senhora Pascali, muito obrigado, da qual também quero agradecer pela homenagem que a senhora faz desde quando chegou a São José dos Campos, usando as cores da bandeira do Brasil, usando esse lenço maravilhoso com as cores do Brasil. Muito obrigado, Pascali. E nós estivemos em Portugal, aliás, nós três, no palco, recebendo a bandeira da senhora Pascali para que o evento fosse realizado em São José dos Campos. Isso foi em agosto de 2022. Cumprimentar aqui o Tenente Brigadeiro do Ar, Maurício Augusto Silveira de Medeiros, diretor-geral do Departamento de Ciência e Tecnologia Aeroespacial. Obrigado, coronel, se não fosse todo o seu apoio também para esse evento aqui acontecesse dessa forma, foi essencial e importante para que isso acontecesse. Ao senhor Guilherme Coutinho Calheiros, representando aqui a ministra de Estado de Ciência e Tecnologia e Inovação, a senhora Luciana Barbosa de Oliveira. Obrigado, senhor Guilherme, pela presença. Ao senhor Rômulo Barbosa, representando aqui o ministro das Comunicações, José Juscelino Rezende Filho. Muito obrigado e também pelo apoio. Aqui é o reitor do Instituto Tecnológico da Aeronáutica, Dr. Anderson Ribeiro Correia, que tem um dos nomes mais bonitos, chama Anderson. Obrigado, Anderson do ITA. Cumprimentar aqui também ao nosso diretor do Instituto Nacional de Pesquisas Espaciais, ao Clésio Nardim. Obrigado, Clésio. Se não fosse o trabalho desses dois, o reitor do ITA e o Clésio com o INPE, e realmente todos os seus parceiros, a Mônica aqui e a Mariângela, que foram desde o início, juntamente com a Aline, o Mano, nosso secretário de Inovação. Muito obrigado para que isso daqui se tornasse hoje uma realidade em nossa cidade. Cumprimentar a todos os participantes da SSP23, aos senhores e senhoras que hoje nos prestigiam nessa abertura do evento. Um agradecimento especial aqui também ao Alexis, que é o delegado da Receita Federal, da quem disponibilizou as bicicletas amarelinhas para que a gente pudesse fazer a nossa mobilidade aqui na cidade. Obrigado, Alex, pela parceria e disponibilizou para o município para que a gente pudesse colocar à disposição. Cumprimentar o deputado estadual, aqui Elton também presente. Obrigado. Bom, na condição de prefeito e representante de São José dos Campos, a primeira cidade inteligente do Brasil, eu quero dizer que é com enorme satisfação que recebemos todos nessa bela cidade para o 35º Programa de Estudos Espaciais da Universidade Espacial Internacional. Eu gostaria também de dizer que nossa cidade se sente honrada por sediar esse evento e está de braços e corações abertos para recebê-los e proporcionar o melhor de nossa hospitalidade. Gostaria também de manifestar a mais profunda gratidão dos anfitriões da SSP23, Tenente Brigadeiro Medeiro, Clésio e Anderson, da qual aqui eu repito e faço questão. Então, por acreditarem na habilidade da nossa cidade em realizar um evento de grande repercussão mundial. De igual forma, também, gostaria de expressar a minha gratidão à senhora Pascali, que por ter concedido essa oportunidade de realizarmos a SSP 23 em nossa São José dos Campos. Aproveito para destacar o total comprometimento também do Jefferson Cheriagatti, que é o diretor aqui do nosso Parque Tecnológico, ambiente que nós nos encontramos, que tornou também da infraestrutura técnica e operacional o parque apropriado para a realização dos estudos, pesquisas inerentes ao evento, como também para o convívio entre todos os participantes. Estendo aqui, por fim, o meu especial agradecimento a todos aqueles que, de alguma forma, tornaram possível a realização deste evento, abrindo as portas de São José dos Campos para o mundo, e por que hoje não dizer para o espaço sideral. Por fim, também, um agradecimento aos organizadores da SSP 23, um proveitoso evento e aos participantes uma excelente estadia. Uma das grandes diretrizes que a gente quer, como cidade, eu como representante, é fazer com que esse evento, a cidade participe. Todas as nossas empresas, todo o nosso cluster que nós temos aqui do ecossistema de desenvolvimento de pessoas com capacidade, da qual o nosso país tem, o nosso estado de São Paulo tem e a nossa cidade de São José dos Campos tem. Mas também fazer com que a cidade participe, que as nossas escolas participem, para que as nossas crianças, nossos jovens e adolescentes vejam aqui em vocês, vejam nesse evento que eles podem sim ser quem eles querem no futuro e que se espelhem em vocês também. Então, por isso, como nós costumamos a dizer aqui em São José dos Campos, que bom mesmo é viver em São José dos Campos, mas neste momento eu posso dizer que bom mesmo é estar em São José dos Campos junto de vocês. Obrigado e uma boa noite a todos.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Rector, Director, and Mayor. I think after listening to his wonderful speech, I'm going to have to fire my Portuguese instructor. And maybe he's available because that was awesome. So thank you very much. I think that we're going to transition. We actually have a video from São José dos Campos, and I think we're going to play it now.
We are much more than a Brazilian city. We were born to produce. We were born to break boundaries and to take what we do best to the world. São José is a living organism, a city that breathes and inspires future. We are the Brazilian capital of aerospace technology, home to the Aeronautics Technology Institute and the National Space Research Institute. And who lives in here knows that contribute with the nurturing and future of youth through high-quality education is in our DNA. Either in public or private institutions, colleges, or universities, São José offers a wide range of options for forward-thinking students. We are a pulsing city that fosters research, technology, and new businesses. The power to increasingly evolve and expand comes from our DNA. The power to grow with technology, innovating all the time, fostering economic and social development. That is why the São José Technology Park is the largest innovation complex in Brazil, reinforcing our position as global reference in technology. São José dos Campos is an important economic hub of Brazil, housing large trade, industrial, and logistics centers. Contribute to Brazil's economy is also in our DNA. After all, we are strategically located and surrounded by highways and railways with access to the main maritime ports in Brazil and that connect the two major economic centers, Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. Flying high is in our DNA. In addition to our airport of São José dos Campos, we are also close to the largest and main airports of Brazil. Innovation to improve people's everyday is in our DNA. We are a smart city. The first city in the West where the Guard counts on a 100% electric vehicles fleet. Here, the municipal, state, and federal security forces work in integration, leading to one of the best security indexes in Brazil. Offer options of mobility and accessibility to citizens is in our DNA. São José dos Campos is proud of being ranked among the 10 best cities to live in Brazil. We have in our DNA the vocation to take care of people's health and well-being. We are located between the hill and the sea. São José dos Campos is proud of preserving 68% of rural areas. Being a city that is always evolving for all is in our DNA. São José dos Campos, a pulsing city.
Next, I would like to introduce it's MPE's executive coordinator, who also served as the local organizing committee general coordinator, Monica Elizabeth Rocha de Olivier. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage. And actually, she's going to introduce us to our first surprise of the night.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm not formal as our chairs, okay? So, hi. It's impossible to describe how amazing it is to see the Brazilian SSP finally happening. It's something we've worked so hard to make happen, at INPE at first, and then with the amazing partners who promptly took on this mission. They didn't ask us for a minute to think about whether or not they wanted to get into this project with us. It was 2019 when we submitted our proposal. Since then, we had pandemic, some of our leaders has changed, the world has changed in so many ways, but our will to make it happen continued exactly the same. Our local organizing committee, initially with around 10 people, fastly grew to more than 70 after the confirmation of our candidacy. It was easy to find people motivated and inspired to offer their best, and that's why we made it. So, the first aspect I would like to highlight in this process is the power of dreaming a dream together, the power of aligning energy and resources in the same direction. Nothing is impossible to reach when we work together, not even the most distant stars. The other aspect I would like to highlight about our team is that we always wanted to make it for our people, to have more Brazilians as participants in our edition, to open the distinguished lectures for our community, to bring our kids to meet the astronauts and other experts, to inspire them to build their best version. Many thanks to ISU, who understood our vision and supported us in this direction, engaging the staff and experts also in the non-SSP activities. Thank you so much. We hope that after these 9 weeks, São José dos Campos can be more conscious about its role as the Brazilian capital of the airplane in space. We hope that space can find more space in our country, so the whole society can benefit from everything that space can provide. Dear team, INPE, from INPE, ITA, the municipality, and also the ISU team included, thank you so much for every moment spent together. We were close, but now we are together. It's a little bit different. We are still in the process. We still have 9 weeks ahead, so let's breathe space, let's enjoy it. Now, as the SSP is not only about space, but about sharing space on Earth in a most enjoyable way, it's my pleasure to introduce the first cultural performance in our opening ceremony, offered by the Cassiano Ricardo Cultural Foundation of the São José dos Campos City Hall. The Patuscada group activities aim to keep alive the tradition of rhythms and percussion instruments of the samba schools. Under the coordination of Rafael Freitas Correia, the group offers a space for learning and improving these rhythms so rooted in our culture. Patuscada reflects the cultural diversity in Brazil, the engaging music, the contagious dances, the food that unites people around the table, the literature that preserves our knowledges and practice their carry traditions. Patuscada is an invitation to celebrate our culture together. So enjoy this vibrant movement. Thank you so much.
Boa noite, SSP 2023! Mas pode ser melhor. Boa noite! A patuscada chegou!
Opa! Tá dormindo? Então acorda! Chegou a patuscada! Que swing! Que swing! Alegria, alegria, alegria! Isso é patuscada! Ai!
Patuscada!
Que show, que show! Isso é patuscada, hein?
Chegou, hein?
Chegou!
Chegou a patuscada com muita alegria, trazendo energia, não faltando amor. Sempre com respeito vamos aprendendo, cultura é a base para o novo mundo. E quem participa sempre quer voltar, seja com a dança ou literatura. Comigo e muito samba não dá pra faltar. E que é sucesso com essa mistura. Chegou a patuscada com muita alegria, trazendo energia, não faltando amor. Sempre com respeito vamos aprendendo, cultura é a base para o novo mundo.
E quem participa
sempre quer voltar, seja com a dança ou literatura. Comigo e muito samba não dá pra faltar. E que é sucesso toda essa mistura. La la ya la ya la ya la ya la ya. La la ya la ya la ya la ya la ya la. La la ya la ya la ya la ya la ya. E que é sucesso toda essa mistura. La la ya la ya la ya la ya la ya. La la ya la ya la ya la ya la ya la. La la ya la ya la ya la ya la ya. E que é sucesso toda essa mistura. Patuscada review with a greedy joy. Living like a feel of love. Our respect to real love. We choose the bass or need a roll. And choose that a power will come back. Whether for dance or literature. The love is something we found out. I'm born on the mix of 6%.
Gostou? Pode bater palma aí! Isso é patuscada! Que show, que show, que show! Alegria, 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 alegria! Na palma da mão, tchá, tchá! Na palma da mão, tchá, 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 tchá! Alegria, 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 alegria! Vamos lá! É hoje o dia da alegria e a tristeza nem pode pensar em chegar. Diga espelho meu, diga espelho meu, se há na avenida alguém mais feliz que eu. Diga espelho meu, se há na avenida alguém mais feliz que eu. A minha alegria atravessou o mar e ancorou na passarela. Fez um desembarque fascinante, o maior show da terra. Será que eu serei dono dessa festa? O rei, no meio de uma gente tão modesta. Eu vi descendo a serra, cheio de euforia para desfilar. O mundo inteiro espera. Hoje é dia do riso chorar. Levei o meu samba pra mãe de santo rezar. Quando dá uma olhada eu carrego o meu patrão. Eu levei o meu samba pra mãe de santo rezar. Quando dá uma olhada eu carrego o meu patrão. Eu acredito ser o mais valente nessa luta do rochedo com o mar. E com o ar é hoje o dia de quê? De quê? Da alegria, tristeza e a tristeza. Nem pode pensar em chegar. Diga espelho meu, se há na avenida alguém mais feliz que eu. Diz aí. Diga espelho meu, se há na avenida alguém mais feliz que eu. Que lindo, Patuscada.
Tem gente feliz aí ou não tem? Que lindo, que lindo, que lindo.
Alô, Pedrinho!
Viva o samba! Viva a música brasileira! Simbora! O samba tem muita fé, às vezes dizendo que escute o som do cantão. Tem samba até de manhã, pra curar o desamor, pra tristeza afastar. Você que nunca sambou, se liga, tem que sambar. Meu samba é de arerê, meu samba não quer parar. Na hora do vamos ver, meu samba é ruim de aturar. Tem o dom de resolver, deixar tudo no lugar. Você que nunca sambou, se liga, tem que sambar. Vem ver meu povo cantar, vem ver o meu samba é assim. Amor, você pode provar, mas deixa um pouquinho pra mim. Vem ver o meu povo cantar, vem ver o meu samba é assim. Amor, você pode provar, mas deixa um pouquinho pra mim. Meu samba tem muito axé, quer ver vem dizer no pé. Escute o som do tantã, tem samba até de manhã. Pra curar o desamor e a tristeza afastar. Você que nunca sambou, se liga, tem que sambar. Meu samba é de alegria, meu samba não quer parar. Na hora do vamos ver, meu samba é ruim de aturar. Tem o dom de resolver, deixa tudo no lugar. Você que nunca sambou, se liga, tem que sambar. Vem ver o meu povo cantar, vem ver o meu samba é assim. Amor, você pode provar, mas deixa um pouquinho pra mim. Vem ver o meu povo sambar, samba, samba, meu samba é assim. Amor, amor, você pode provar, mas deixa um pouquinho pra mim. Meu samba tem muita fé, quer ver vem dizer no pé. Na palma da mão, tchá, tem samba até de manhã, pra curar o desamor e a tristeza afastar. Você que nunca sambou, se liga, tem que sambar. Meu samba é de arerê, meu samba não quer parar. Na hora do vamos ver, meu samba é ruim de aturar. Tem o dom de resolver, deixa tudo no lugar. Você que nunca sambou, se liga, tem que sambar. show, que show, que show! Quem gostou pode bater palma! Mais forte, mais forte, mais forte, mais forte! Isso é patuscada!
For a guy who always has something to say, I'm almost speechless. Wow. I'm really going to have a hard time when I go home to NASA explaining what that was all about. Woo. Been averaging about 4 hours of sleep a night this week. I'm totally awake now. Woo. Let's give them one more round of applause. That was outstanding. I had no idea. I'm looking at Gok 2 and I'm going to say, I think that really set the bar for Culture Night right there. Wow, that's just outstanding. I'm going to introduce the next speaker, and I hate to say it, Joel, but you got to follow that. Let me introduce the president of Visiona Space Technology, a joint venture between Embraer and Telebra, is Joao Paulo Rodriguez Campos. Please welcome him to the stage.
Bom, agora eu acho que está. Boa noite, senhoras e senhores. É um prazer enorme estar aqui, né, em nome da Visiona e da Embraer. Apenas para contextualizar um pouco, né, a Visiona é o braço espacial da Embraer e da Telebras, né, que é a empresa do governo brasileiro de telecomunicações, né, dedicado aí a projetos de satélites, sistemas espaciais, mas também com um braço forte de serviços, né, baseados em satélites, sobretudo de sensoriamento remoto, né, no nosso país. É um prazer enorme para tanto a Embraer como para a Visiona poder estar apoiando esse evento, né, dessa magnitude.
Dá licença, está baixo.
Opa, está baixo, obrigado. A despeito de toda a dificuldade financeira, né, que o nosso país tem vivido recentemente, né, o setor espacial brasileiro ele está passando por um momento bastante interessante, né, que pode ser que a gente esteja vivendo agora um momento de virada, né, na direção do New Space, né, da dinamização do uso das tecnologias espaciais, né, e da popularização do uso de satélites. Só para citar alguns elementos assim recentes, né, que aconteceram no nosso país, a Visiona lançou no começo desse ano, né, o VCube, que é o primeiro satélite de alto desempenho projetado por uma empresa no Brasil. Né. Nesse projeto, a gente incorporou uma série de tecnologias que estão na fronteira, não só no Brasil como no exterior, né, e a gente está validando essas tecnologias agora no espaço. Recentemente, nós ganhamos também, estamos liderando um consórcio de várias empresas nacionais para produzir o primeiro satélite submétrico desenhado no Brasil também. Além das nossas iniciativas, né, há um conjunto grande aqui de startups e outras empresas que estão empreendendo seus sistemas, seus projetos de espaço. Várias dessas empresas aqui instaladas no Parque Tecnológico, né. A dinamização das operações de lançamento na base de Alcântara, eu acho que no começo do ano a gente viveu aí com os testes da InnoSpace, um marco importante, né, para a dinamização e estabelecimento dessa operação. O país também tem visto nos últimos anos uma grande expansão aí no número de cursos, né, de engenharia espacial no país, né, e uma aproximação cada vez maior entre as empresas e institutos de ciência e tecnologia, que é fundamental para o desenvolvimento do setor, né. Assistimos também ao amadurecimento de instituições de fomento, como a FINEP, que está nos apoiando, a Embraer também, que nos apoiou. As nossas Forças Armadas e de Segurança, cada vez mais incorporando as tecnologias militares na sua doutrina, né, empregando em missões reais, além de vários outros projetos civis, né. O nosso governador aqui, por exemplo, iniciou o monitoramento da cidade de São José dos Campos por satélite, já tem uns 4 anos, né, e está tentando levar isso para outras regiões do estado. Só para citar alguns exemplos, né, para mostrar esse momento especial que o setor está passando aqui no nosso país, né. Isso é fundamental, né, o crescimento da demanda operacional, né, que tem que ser real, tem que endereçar questões reais, e por ser de espaço tem que ser ampla, tem que impactar vários setores. E essa dinâmica empreendedora, né, do mercado, eu acho que vão ser os pilares da criação de um setor sustentável, e eu acredito que agora a gente está no caminho certo e a gente vai ver essa transformação acontecer ao longo dos próximos anos, né. Nesse contexto, a ISU e a realização do evento aqui no Brasil, eu acho que representa um passo importante nessa jornada, né. Deve ajudar a criar a awareness, né, o conhecimento da nossa sociedade sobre a questão espacial, né, ajudando a desenvolver os mercados, né, deve ajudar a formação de novos quadros, né, retenção de talentos, formação de novos talentos, e que a gente possa também aproveitar para absorver as melhores práticas, né, do uso de sistemas espaciais no país, grande na realização dos trabalhos.
Thank you very much, Joel. As for our next speaker, I'm actually going to let him introduce himself in this video that's coming.
Hi, everybody. This is Peter Diamandis. I'm one of the 3 co-founders of the International Space University, along with Todd Hawley and Bob Richards. And it's a pleasure to be here at SSP23, our 35th anniversary program. It's hard for me to believe that it's been 35 years since ISU got started. And so proud of the programs we put together. You know, it was in 1988 at the campus of MIT, which we borrowed to launch this, then off to Europe and Asia and around the world. You know, our mission with ISU has been and always has been to reach out to the world and find the most passionate, dedicated entrepreneurs and leaders interested in opening the space frontier. And today we have over 5,500 alumni from 100 nations, you know, a world-class faculty and lecturers and experts who come together. Ultimately, we're on the precipice of the human species moving irreversibly to space. You know, as we watch the early steps of Starship and other incredible launch vehicles around the world that are making it feasible for us to go to space in mass and to open up industries there, to open up observatories on the moon, to go to the asteroid belts, to start thinking about making ourselves a multiplanetary species, it's extraordinary. And we need leaders. And this needs to be not a national program, but a global program. One where it's interdisciplinary, it's intercultural, and it's truly international. So I'm excited that we're doing this in Brazil. This is our 3rd time south of the equator. And hats off to the Brazilian Aeronautics Institute of Technology, ITA, and the National Institute for Space Research. And I've had a chance to visit both organizations and just love San Jose, especially San Jose de Campos, and a chance to really bring this to a population, because Brazil, from my experience at Singularity University, I know that Brazil is a nation that's on the edge of interdisciplinary technologies. So as I've said, this is the most exciting time to be a space cadet, a space enthusiast, a space entrepreneur and leader, because we're living in a world where computation, sensors, networks, AI, robotics, 3D printing, synthetic biology, AR, VR, even blockchain are converging to make space something that will allow us to get access to the resources and to make humanity a multiplanetary species. I want to give my personal thanks and appreciation to the overall staff of the International Space University, in particular the staff of SSP23, for working so hard to put this 9-week program together. I know it's extraordinary. I wish this year's participants an amazing experience. Please open up, try risky things, meet new friends, create bonds that will last you the rest of your life, as my bonds in ISU have done for me. And I truly am looking forward to meeting many of you in orbit. Personally, I want to go to the moon. Some of you want to go to Mars. Fantastic. When given a choice, take both. Take care, and I welcome the ISU family to our 35th anniversary event. Thank you. Take care.
It is so very nice to hear from the founder in his own direct words. Christian, obviously you've known him from way back, so it's exciting to have the founder here. We very likely will have another founder come through later in the program, Bob Richards. So, next up, I'm happy to introduce you to Mariangela Giamba de Lima. She is the Pro-Rector of Research and Institutional Relations. And I think she's going to talk a little bit and also introduce us to our second cultural surprise of the night.
Hi everyone. Hi. Well, 1 year ago, okay, 1 year ago, in Oeiras, Portugal, I promised to Goku the best SSP ever. Well, yeah. So, we worked very hard, more than 100, I count today. People worked to this last year to make it possible. ITA, INP, and the municipality of São José dos Campos took care of all details and prepared many things to receive you all here in São José dos Campos. I'm sure that you will enjoy your time, learning a lot, interacting a lot, and enjoy our city and our institutions. ITA is an educational institute with undergraduate and graduate courses. So, starting today, we will be our students, ITA students. Your group will be unique in the world. Your group will be at the ITA Gallery of Students. Some of you, welcome to your list, to ITA list. I affirm that you will work to do the best SSP ever, or more than that. For you guys, we work to do the best and the most unforgettable, SSP. I need to thank all that worked in this enormous challenge, especially our team and our sponsors. So, welcome ISU, welcome SSP23 participants. Welcome you all in this open ceremony here and online. Thank you for your presence here. Well, let's move the ceremony. Now I have the second cultural presentation. It's more calm than the another one. On the stage, please, we have Conversa Cordas Trio. Where is the Conversa Cordas Trio? I call Tom Mendes, Alexandre, and Márcia. They will play four musical pieces. Inclemência, composed by Guerra Peixe. Doce de Coco, composed by Jacó do Bandolim, Brazilian ones. And the last two musics, o Corta-Jacas e o Abre-Alas, composed by the wonderful, marvelous Chiquinha Gonzaga. So, with you, Conversa Cordas Trio.
So good evening, everybody. After the batucada you saw, you're going to try to calm you down a while so you can sleep later. So it's a pleasure to receive you, all the ISU authorities, military authorities, administrative authorities, and academic authorities that are here. We are the Conversa de Cordas, and Márcia Guedes, Tom Mendes, and myself, Alexandre Voench. And it's a double pleasure to be here, because years ago I was at where you are now. I was a participant in 2012, and the year after I was a lecturer. So now I'm sitting in a very different hat here, but it's going to be a big pleasure to host you here. Welcome, enjoy, and we'll probably see each other in some astronomy visits that you'll probably be taking. Thank you. try to speak without the microphone now. This is the last song. Works better, right? Okay, we'll play this last song is from Chiquinha Gonzaga, one of the cornerstones of the Brazilian music. She was a woman way ahead of her time in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And she was a composer, she was a musicist, she was a fighter for the freedom slaves. And we are playing two pieces from Chiquinha Gonzaga. And the last one, the Brazilians certainly know. It's called O Abre Alas. It's a marcha. And feel free, for those who remember, feel free to sing with us if you can.
I think that marks the halfway point to our program tonight. I'm going to look at Jim and Chris when I say this, that, and I'll speak to the participants, but avionics, firmware, and software and electronics don't always do what they're supposed to do, right? Especially in space. So we appreciate them pushing through there. It was a lovely performance. Appreciate that. Okay, next up. Before I forget, thank you to Mary Angela and to Monica as well. I didn't get to thank you after that colorful performance earlier, so thank you. Our next speaker, Mauricio Augusto Silveira de Medeiros, is the Commander of Aeronautics. I would like to welcome him to the stage.
Boa noite a todos. É uma alegria estar aqui hoje representando o comandante da Força Aérea Brasileira, General Damasceno. E eu me lembro, Andersons, né? Nosso prefeito, o reitor do ITA, e o Clésio do INPE, todo o time que se envolveu para fazer acontecer esse evento. As nossas primeiras reuniões, e estava tão distante, né? So far away, e hoje estamos aqui para dar início ao SSP23. Gostaria de saudar o nosso governador em exercício do Estado de São Paulo, Finício Ramute, e saudar todas as autoridades da esfera municipal, estadual, federal, militares da Força Aérea, da Marinha do Brasil, das Forças Auxiliares. Em nome da presidente da International Space University, Dr. Pascali, and James Lewis, Director of the Program of SSP, nossos envolvidos diretamente, o INPE, na pessoa do Clésio, e o ITA, na pessoa do Anderson, e principalmente olhar aqui para minha frente e ver todos os participantes do SSP23 e dizer da nossa alegria de recebê-los aqui hoje. Senhoras e senhores, começo minha fala, Dr. Pascali, lembrando dos idos de 1940, quando o Marechal Casimiro Montenegro Filho, idealizador de todo o complexo aeroespacial existente no Brasil, realizava as primeiras ações de criação de uma indústria aeronáutica para alavancar as necessidades de desenvolvimento do nosso país. A partir daquele esforço altruísta, Dear James Lewis, são restabelecidas as primeiras bases para a criação do Instituto Tecnológico da Aeronáutica, ITA, cujo sonho foi transformado em realidade no ano de 1950, seguido de outras conquistas empreendedoras que culminaram na criação de vários outros institutos, dentre eles o Instituto Nacional de Pesquisas Espaciais, INPE, promovendo assim uma verdadeira revolução nessa cidade, transformando São José dos Campos no maior polo de ciência, tecnologia e inovação do Brasil. Faço aqui uma pausa, senhoras e senhores, para registrar que essa história de sucesso tem sua pedra angular na invenção do mais pesado do que o ar, pelo brasileiro Alberto Santos Dumont, importante personalidade da nossa história, que merecidamente, nesse ano, particularmente no dia 20 de julho, ou seja, durante o SSP, nós iremos comemorar os 150 anos do seu nascimento. Muito mais do que criar o avião, o seu invento foi um marco que verdadeiramente deu início a todo esse ecossistema que hoje denominamos de setor aeroespacial. E aqui, governador Felício, que se encontra a conjunção de um passado de vitórias com um futuro de sucessos, materializada na escolha da nossa cidade, prefeito Anderson, como sede do SSP 2023. Inegavelmente, a vocação espacial está entranhada no nosso DNA. E com essa importante iniciativa da ISU, certamente possibilitará um entrosamento construtivo com vistas à solução de desafios globais críticos relacionados ao setor aeroespacial do Brasil e de todos os demais países que aqui estão representados. Finalizo minha fala parabenizando toda a equipe do Comitê Organizador Local, toda a equipe da ISU, os voluntários, enfim, todos aqueles que fizeram com que esse evento se tornasse realidade e, como disse a Maria Ângela, com a certeza de que será um evento inesquecível. Desejo uma jornada frutífera a todos os alunos do SSP. Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much, Commander. We appreciate the words and the sentiments. Next, we're going to have a speaker, Guilherme Coutinho Calheiros. He is speaking for Luciana Barbosa de Oliveira Santos as the Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation. Welcome.
Boa noite a todos. Saúdo o vice-governador Felício Ramute, em nome do qual saúdo os demais autoridades presentes, estimados alunos, professores, pesquisadores. É com grande honra e satisfação que, em nome da ministra da Ciência, Tecnologia e Inovação, Luciana Santos, dou as boas-vindas a todos vocês a essa cerimônia de abertura da 35ª edição do SSP. Esse é um momento de celebração, conhecimento e inspiração, pois estamos prestes a embarcar numa jornada de 9 semanas que nos levará a explorar a experiência evolutiva da humanidade no espaço. Nessa edição histórica, o Brasil tem a honra de sediar o evento pela primeira vez, abrindo as portas para a comunidade internacional de estudiosos, cientistas, engenheiros e visionários que compartilham o amor pela exploração espacial e a busca por um futuro melhor para a humanidade. É um testemunho do compromisso do nosso país com a ciência, a tecnologia e a inovação. E uma oportunidade de mostrar ao mundo nosso potencial e a nossa contribuição para o progresso global. O SSP é mais do que um programa de estudo. É uma imersão interdisciplinar que nos desafia a pensar além das fronteiras convencionais. Durante essas 9 semanas, vocês terão a oportunidade única de explorar tópicos que abrangem desde a exploração espacial e os avanços tecnológicos até as implicações sociais, políticas e éticas que a nossa presença no espaço acarreta. Esperamos que a experiência de cada um de vocês seja enriquecedora, transformadora e que deixe uma marca indelével nas suas trajetórias profissionais e pessoais. Ao longo do programa, vocês terão o privilégio de ouvir especialistas renomados em diferentes áreas relacionadas ao espaço, que compartilharão seus conhecimentos e visões de futuro, As palestras, workshops e atividades práticas nos permitirão expandir nossos horizontes e explorar as fronteiras do conhecimento. Aproveitem ao máximo as oportunidades que esse programa oferece. Façam conexões, desafiem-se, colaborem e, acima de tudo, compartilhem sonhos. Acreditem no poder da ciência e da tecnologia para moldar um futuro melhor para todos e para todas. Desejo um SSP incrível, repleto de momentos memoráveis, amizades duradouras e ideias inovadoras. Que essa 35ª edição seja um marco na história do programa e uma oportunidade única para todos nós. Que possamos escrever juntos um capítulo de sucesso, inspiração e progresso, com sustentabilidade e equidade social. Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much, Guilherme. That's very good. I think we actually have a video that goes along with this, please.
Olá, boa noite. Quero cumprimentar todos vocês que estão participando do Space Studies Program, este importante programa de treinamento na área espacial realizado pela primeira vez no Brasil. É uma alegria receber estudantes do mundo todo para essa jornada imersiva sobre um tema que é estratégico para o Brasil. O desenvolvimento do setor aeroespacial produz muitos benefícios para o país, as empresas incorporam novas tecnologias, transformam conhecimento em inovação e geram empregos de alta qualidade. Tudo isso é importante para o avanço científico e tecnológico do país, para a busca de soluções para os mais diferentes desafios e para a geração de riquezas e bem-estar para a população. Por isso, o setor aeroespacial está entre as nossas prioridades e sabemos como é importante que esse conhecimento seja disseminado e aprofundado em eventos como este que o ITA e o IPE, nosso Instituto de Pesquisas Espaciais, estão recebendo. Portanto, quero desejar a todos e a todas um excelente trabalho e que essa jornada seja proveitosa para o desenvolvimento pessoal e profissional de cada um e de cada uma de vocês.
Our next speaker is the president of International Space University, Pascal Ehrenfreud, and I like to thank her personally because she obviously took a chance to let me come be the director, and so I look forward to hearing her comments.
Some of us get a different microphone, yeah. Well, I think we are close to the end, so I will keep it short because most of the things have been already said. But I really also, in the name of the International Space University, I really want to welcome you to this Space Studies Program 2023. And of course, all our distinguished guests, from government, from university, from research organizations, and the military. I really thank you that you made it such a warm welcome for all of us, and in particular of the students which come here, and they grow over those 2 months and work together and get to know each other. And it's a bit scary at the beginning, but it is something which develops, and you will see, you will have a great time. So I want just to say a few words to the ISU. ISU is really the sole institution which is fully devoted to space education, and it's on a 36-year-old journey. You have heard that from the founder, from Peter Diamandis. And we really try to shape the future. And I think it's quite lively right now because we see this evolving space sector, and this interdisciplinarity which is required in order to connect with the non-space sector. And that's actually what ISU has been doing since 35 years. And it's very, very timely right now. So we have a central campus in Strasbourg, which many of you know, but we have also hubs in the United States and the Asia Pacific. And we have these global partnerships. And this trifecta, which also the founder, Peter Diamandis, discussed, this interdisciplinary, international, and intercultural environment, that is really something which is unique to ISU. And what you will learn and realize in these 9 weeks is that space is no longer an abstract concept. It's really integrated in our economy and in our lives. And the space sector is really rapidly developing. And there are fascinating endeavors and also a lot of jobs. And so what you will also have the opportunity is that you have avenues here to establish international connections and to bolster your career. And this is something what you should really try to do in these 9 weeks. And it's because this space sector is really evolving. It's like really, really extraordinary. And recent estimates project the value of about $1 trillion for the global space economy of 2040. And just in the past year, we had more than 186 successful rocket launches, most of them small sats, as you know, and this is something which will continue. We have advancements in new technologies, in orbit technologies, in reusable launch vehicles, CubeSat technologies, and very likely, very soon we have about 5,000 broadband satellites expecting to orbit the Earth by, I think, in about a year. Bringing high-speed internet connectivity globally. So it's really an exciting, and then we have all those exploration missions, and you will hear so much about it. So it's really the place, you know, right now, and you have heard that by many speakers of this evening, that space is extremely exciting right now, and it connects to the non-space sector. And there is a strong connection between space applications and transport and energy and security. And this is something really interdisciplinary, and that's why ISU is really, really important for you. So actually, I'm not talking about anything what's written on this sheet, because I think I just talk out of my heart, and because so much has been said. But I really want to thank, and we are really grateful to our hosts, the INPE, the National Institute of Space Research, the Aeronautics Institute of Technology, ITA, and the Municipality of São José dos Campos. I have already practiced. Our staff, our faculty, alumni, program sponsors, partners, volunteers, and all of them are crucial contributors to the SSP23. And I really want to thank also here everybody for this warm welcome for all of us. So SSP23, many people have said that it's not just a program, it really enriches your experience. And we hope that you learn to work internationally, to see these strengths of intercultural and interdisciplinary life, and that you can foster your career and also lifelong friendships. Many people from the SSP, and when the alumni are coming in a month from now, everybody thinks it was their best SSP, yeah, where they were, and they have really friendships develop and they hold for life. And I think this is something really, really nice. So I want to close, and when we we journey through this SSP23, remember that an education at the International Space University is really a ticket to numerous opportunities in academia, space agencies, the vibrant space industry. And please embrace this journey, seize opportunities, and create your own path. And there are other programs at the International Space University. We have just created a new accredited master program, which starts on the 1st of September in Strasbourg, and that really serves, you know, the fast evolving space sector. Welcome on board. I want to thank in particular also the directors, James and Goktuk, and the whole staff which will accompany the students, and of course all the staff and volunteers from the host and the municipality which helps you to find your way around. And I hope that you make the best of this summer and that it is an exciting opportunity for you to be here in Brazil with ISU. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Pascal. Very well done. I think we will move now quickly to the last official speaker for the evening. Felicio Humuchi is the acting governor of the state of Sao Paulo, and I would like to welcome him to the stage to sort of clean up for us, and then I'll close us out for this evening.
Boa noite. Quero pedir licença aqui às autoridades e iniciar os meus cumprimentos pelos alunos e alunas da SSP23. Uma honra poder estar tão pertinho de tantas mentes brilhantes juntas. Quero desejar boas-vindas do Estado de São Paulo a vocês. O Estado de São Paulo, que tem 45 milhões de habitantes, e se fosse um país, seria a 21ª economia do mundo. Vocês estão no estado de São Paulo e estão na cidade que respira ciência, tecnologia, inovação, e a cidade que alavanca o país na indústria aeroespacial. Um grande prazer poder estar aqui, juntinho de vocês. Cumprimentar nosso prefeito Anderson Farias, parabenizar pela organização. Eu já tive a oportunidade de acompanhar pelas redes sociais esse grande evento de 9 semanas que já começou. Vi aqui gente já dançando samba, cantando, já com birimbau lá no nosso parque da cidade. Parabéns, Anderson, pelo carinho e pela organização ao longo de todo esse projeto de planejamento com seus parceiros. Cumprimentar a Sheila, nossa primeira-dama, e a Duda, que está aqui também, sua filha, nosso vereador presidente da Câmara Municipal, Roberto do Eleven, em nome de quem eu cumprimento todos os vereadores, a nossa presidente, Pascale, e peço aqui a licença, Pascale, você teve tempo de treinar São José dos Campos, mas eu não vou conseguir falar o seu sobrenome, então eu vou chamar de senhora Pascale, que é mais fácil assim. A nossa presidente da ISU, o Christian Salenberg, presidente do Conselho de Curadores, James Lewis, nosso diretor da SSP, cumprimentar o Dr. Elton, deputado estadual, o Vahan Agopian, nosso secretário de Estado de Ciência, Tecnologia e Inovação, o Clésio e a Mônica, do INPE. Clésio, parabéns por, desde aquele primeiro momento, vocês resolverem aceitar esse desafio de trazer esse importante evento para aqui. Alguns amigos aqui presentes, como Clésio, o Anderson, do ITA, quem eu cumprimento, ao lado da Mariângela, nosso prefeito Anderson, apontam para mim e dizem que eu também tive uma participação em trazer esse evento para cá. Não é bondade de amigo. Na verdade, foi bem no início e todo o trabalho ficou para eles. Depois, eu tive a oportunidade de seguir para o governo do Estado de São Paulo e essa missão ficou toda a cargo deles. Cumprimentar o Tenente Brigadeiro do Ar, o nosso Medeiros, diretor-geral do DCTA, em nome de quem eu cumprimento todos os oficiais generais. Guilherme Calheiros, secretário de Desenvolvimento Tecnológico e Inovação, em nome de quem também cumprimento nossa ministra. Carlos Moura, presidente da Agência Espacial Brasileira. O Edmar, prefeito de Monteiro Lobato, nossa cidade vizinha. O Jefferson, o nosso diretor do Parque Tecnológico. O Ivo Silva, delegado da Polícia Federal. Nosso tenente-coronel PM Wilker, comandante do Batalhão da Polícia Militar, o Corpo Consular aqui presente, secretários municipais, cientistas, acadêmicos, estudantes da ISU, empresários, representantes de sindicatos, fundações, a imprensa aqui presente, os meus cumprimentos. De fato, é um evento que tem toda a cara do Brasil. 30 países, as mais diversas raças, religiões. Aqui no Brasil a gente diz tudo junto e misturado. É muito bonito poder ter vocês aqui trocando experiências acadêmicas e culturais com a nossa gente, com o nosso povo, aqui da cidade de São José dos Campos, do estado de São Paulo e do Brasil. O estado de São Paulo é a grande locomotiva do país, mas, além de muito trabalho, pesquisa e ciência, também tem lugares muito bonitos para se visitar. Uma sugestão que, após as 9 semanas, vocês possam tirar uma folga de mais 9 semanas, conhecendo um pouco mais de cada cantinho do estado de São Paulo e do nosso país. Parabenizar todos os organizadores que transformaram esse sonho em realidade. São José dos Campos, cidade da ciência, tecnologia e inovação. Estar aqui, junto com vocês, é de fato seguir numa grande jornada. Aliás, James Lewis, antes de vocês entrarem nessa bonita cerimônia das bandeiras, associou um pouco dessa jornada que vocês terão ao longo das 9 semanas com uma certa jornada espacial. Quero aproveitar, desejar muito sucesso a cada um de vocês, que vocês possam, ao longo dessa jornada, tirarem e aproveitarem o melhor. Quero também dizer, Lewis e a nossa presidente Pasquale, que eu senti falta de uma única coisa num evento espacial, uma contagem regressiva. Então eu quero aproveitar aqui, convidar todos vocês para juntos, que a gente possa fazer essa contagem regressiva. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, e que cada um de vocês possam ter uma grande jornada nessa missão que Deus deu a cada um e que vocês possam levar para os seus países o melhor para o desenvolvimento da nossa nação. Obrigado.
Obrigado. Thank you very much, Governor. Well, we've finally come towards the end of the opening ceremony. Again, I'd like to thank all of the speakers this evening. It's been a wonderful lineup. As I mentioned early in the program, I know you guys are out there, and I hope you heard me, but they're all here for you. They came here because you're here, so appreciate that and relish that. I'm going to go a little off script. If Pascal can do it, I can do it too. She made some comments about space connecting with non-space, and we see that in life every day, in the media every day. So just, you're at a golden opportunity. Take advantage of it. Seize that opportunity because it's there. So that's what I said early on. Take that piece of paper and write down, why are you here? Start writing through that stuff because you're going to figure out how to fill out that little piece of paper in 9 weeks and then go for launch, right? So very good. So thank you, all the speakers. I really appreciate that. Space makes the world smaller. It's back to that interconnectivity, I think, thing. Sorry, a little emotional here. I'm a 1 citizen person. I'm in the USA. I've met multiple country peoples. I've even met a triple national as a Russian, German, Australian. So the world is getting smaller, and so space is an everyday and critical, important thing. And so I'm a little bit jealous of you guys because I'm sitting here at 31 and a half years at NASA, and I'm thinking, man, what would the next 31 and a half years be like if I had gone through SSP? So good luck and Godspeed with that. I can't leave tonight with obviously trying. I can't mention everybody by name that's been involved with getting us through this opening ceremony. A few special people. Before I do that, again, the thank you to the three chairs and host institutions. Again, we can't be here without the graciousness of all the hosts, and it's been an awesome ride so far, and we really haven't even started the program yet. So I guess that starts tomorrow, so get some sleep tonight. Again, I don't want to forget to thank all of the staff and the TAs and the leads and liaisons, both on the ISU mission control team as well as the LOC side. There's been a lot of people working a lot of hours for a long time, building to this crescendo of tonight. I have very special thanks to Goktu, my co-director, because without him, I don't know where I would be. He knows everything about ISU SSP, so it's very incredible. So I appreciate him. Probably in particular, everybody needs to thank and appreciate our maestro that's orchestrated this evening, is Chef A. Lee. She's been a tremendous help for me getting me here. Thank you, Chef A, for all of the wonderful, wonderful job that you did to get us here. It's been a really, really good and impressive performance this evening, and she deserves all the thanks, but I don't appreciate walking through slides at 2 in the morning. That's, woo. So anyways, moving probably back kind of as a closing statement. Lastly, to our participants, I would like, hopefully everybody kind of recognizes this, I would like to evoke and paraphrase some fairly famous words that I think helped inspire me as a young child in my own interest of space. It may be a little corny, but I'm going to do it anyway. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship SSP23. It's a 9-week mission in Brazil to explore strange, new knowledges, in search of new lives and new careers, and to boldly go where your destiny will take you. SSP23, you are a go for launch. Good evening, and boa notte. Good evening and good night. I do have one more thing, or Chef A will get me. Y'all are free to leave. There is a sponsorship video that will be playing for something like 20 minutes. And so if you feel free to mingle around, again, appreciate those sponsors, but good evening and good night.